Welcome to Shane's Life as a Fantasy Draft, episode 12. Why Shane? There's nobody named Shane here, so lay off, okay? This week on the show, we're going to talk some NBA basketball. We're going to talk about the NFL Combine. Maybe we'll try to get to some hockey. We're definitely going to talk some NFL free agency. And we're going to go over other NBA topics. Joining me, my name is Daniel Gewirtz. Joining me, as always, are the Athos and Porthos to my Aramis, Mr. John Gorman and Greg Dennis. John, how are you doing tonight?
Doing pretty well, man. How are you?
I am doing great. Watching the Knicks keep pace with the Portland Trailblazers as we record, but I know they're going to wind up losing. Greg, how are you doing tonight?
I'm scared, Daniel.
What are you scared of?
Winter Storm Quinn breathing down my neck as we speak.
I think, does that make Greg the first person in the history of the world to be scared of something or someone named Quinn?
You've clearly never watched Daria.
You've clearly never watched Dr. Quinn, Medicine Woman, because disease totally scared of her. So.
Jane Seymour, one wicked broad.
True dat.
Oh, man. What's everyone drinking tonight?
Tonight, I have a Topo Chico.
Oh, that's your jam right now. That's where you're at in your life.
Oh, my God. Hey, listen, man. I'm trying to lay off the bubbles, so I'm trying to drink more drinks with bubbles. I figured that's how I would do it. That's how I'd play it. Yeah, Topo Chico. It means, I believe it means hipster in Spanish.
That sounds right. That's he who overpays for water, I believe, is how that translates.
Topo Chico
solid
is
89 cents a bottle.
Oh my God!
It comes out for
Topo
free
Chico
from my faucet.
is sparkling.
Yeah, but the bubbles are the extra 89
of course.
cents.
Topo Chico is sparkling mineral water, sourced and bottled in Monterrey, Mexico, since 1895.
Pretty sure it comes out of someone's
Just some
bathtub.
fat guy farting in the water to make bubbles.
That is amazing.
I'm drinking an other half 4th anniversary tonight. It's a quadruple hopped beer.
Quadruple hops.
A quad. This is big time.
I'm not too knowledgeable on brewing. Is that a quad IPA or
No, it's a quadruple dry hop. That means they hit it with 4 batches of dry hops throughout the process. It's a lot of hops, Daniel.
That sounds like a rabbit to me.
There's so many hops, this beer is jumping out of the can.
That's amazing.
What are you drinking, Daniel?
From there,
Speaking of hops, let's talk about
Daniel? We don't know what
basketball.
Daniel's drinking, though.
I got I have a Treehouse beer, Treehouse Brewing Company, and the Eureka American Blonde Ale. It is delicious. The can is neon yellow and blue. It's everything I could hope for.
Love me a good American
I went
blonde.
all the way up to some place in Massachusetts to get that for you. You're welcome.
And it tastes like the tears of Boston people that live in Boston.
Yeah, that beer was a lot of hard work to go get. My dog really embarrassed me when I went to that brewery. So she tried jumping up like a 4-foot wall. When she got to the top, realized it was a water fountain on the other side, and my dog is horrified of water. So she quickly jumped back down, and in very, very toddler-esque fashion, did not land on her feet, but landed on her side.
Jeez.
So, quite eventful day at the brewery.
Well, thank you for circling back around to hops. Speaking of hops, let's talk about some NBA basketball. What's going on with the Cleveland Cavaliers? The Cleveland Cavaliers right now, 6-4 in their last 10. They are 9 games out of first, and that puts them only 4 games ahead of the Miami Heat, who are currently 8th in the East.
They have not beat a winning team since the All-Star break.
This team is bad.
They're bad.
Like, objectively not very good. And I don't understand how a team with LeBron James could be this bad.
I will tell you why that team is that bad. Number one, he needed I don't like Kyrie Irving. That has been said on this podcast several times. LeBron
He's a flat earther.
He needed a Kyrie. He needed someone who would stand up to him and be like, I'm going to put points up on the board. If you think you're going to put 40 up a game, I'm going to put 40 up a game. If you're going to put 35 up a game, I'll put 30. I will match you point for point every game.
Not only that, but Kyrie Irving is still the owner of the biggest shot made in Cleveland Cavaliers history.
That's
He
true.
made that shot in the finals that put away the Golden State Warriors.
That's true. But yeah, I think he needs that. He doesn't have that right now. He needs a counterpoint. Look, if you know the enemy, so to speak, if you're the opposing team and you know, like, okay, if we know LeBron's a little too old to play defense, so we know he's not going to really play defense in the regular season. Check. But we also know that if we do, like, he was double teamed the other night, dribbles behind his back through his own player's legs and drives the paint. That's insane. I mean, there's really no way to cover him, but like teams are getting to him and they're also getting to everybody else on the court, which is incredible. They're being shut down defensively, and that's not something that we see often in the NBA. But that seems to be the formula for the Cleveland Cavaliers.
I think what's interesting is how historically bad the Cleveland Cavaliers defense
It's so
is.
bad.
Opponents are averaging 109.8 against the Cavs. The only team that's allowing more per game are the Brooklyn Nets.
Shout out.
Who they of the 20-44 record. The Cavs have they're pretty much splitting their point differential. They're hovering in that Miami Heat range. They're hovering in that New Orleans Pelicans range. They're is it too like presumptuous to say like maybe they go on some sort of like 2007 Cavs run where it's LeBron and like a pineapple and an avocado and they somehow make the NBA Finals?
I think we're dealing with the situation right now in this current NBA landscape. We talked about it last week. People are scoring points. That's your number one priority. Playing defense is second fiddle. And we're seeing that the Cavs can't put up the offensive points that are needed currently. But I do think once that postseason hits, it changes everything. I don't think LeBron James cares if he gets into the playoffs as the 8th seed or the 1 seed. I don't think he cares. There's a slight advantage there. The slight advantage is, and I know everyone's, it's a big deal. It's an extra home game. It's not that big of a deal. It's really not.
It's also, though, avoiding, the Celtics or the Raptors in the first round. Like, you don't want to go in, or really the second round, right? If you go into the playoffs as, the 4 seed, then you're getting the Raptors in the second round, or the Celtics if the Celtics overtake the Raptors. But if you get in as, 1 or 2, then you're going to get, like, first round matchup with the Bucks, second round matchup with, like, the Wizards, and all of a sudden you're in the conference championship round and you haven't had to play anyone who's any good. And so you could still be resting, you could still be taking your time and getting your stuff together. But if you're playing, the Raptors or the Celtics in the second round, or even the Pacers in the second round, you're talking about, LeBron having to put in a second round, a third round, and the finals worth of hard work. And, he's just going to run out of gas at some point.
I don't think there's any way, though, that the Cavs avoid the Celtics or the Raptors in the second round if they end up either the 1, the 2, or the 3.
In the second round, they might, right? If you're the 2 seed, you get the 7 seed, and then and then the 3. Yeah, okay. Well, you know.
No, yeah. I think. Well, I think it's different this year because last year you were talking about okay, you're gonna run into the Celtics in at some point you're gonna run into the Celtics because it's one team. You're going to run into that one team, right? Whether it be the Eastern Conference Finals or it be the second round. I think now the probability of 2 teams now that you need to be worried about running into, the probability is doubled in this situation. Because
what you're hoping
know,
for.
yeah, Cleveland is getting out of the first round, probably sweeping either the 7 or 8 seed, depending on where they are. The Raptors are definitely getting into the second round, either playing the 7 or 8 seed, wherever they are. And they're going to run into Cleveland because Cleveland's also going to win their first one. I mean, you're talking really about the top 4.
Right.
The top 4 seeds in the NBA East are going to make it to the next round. That's the way it's been.
Well,
right now, though, the Cavs are 7 games behind the Celtics for second place. So with, not really enough games left to overtake them. So the Cavs are looking at a playoff run where they're going to have to go through both the Celtics and the Raptors. And that's just, that's when they get to, if the season ended today, it would be the Raptors as the number 1 seed. And so with the Raptors wouldn't have to play anybody good. They would get the Heat in the first round. They would get the Pacers in the second round. And then all of a sudden, then they would finally get to either the Celtics or the Cavs. So that's such an easier route to the finals for a team like the Raptors than it would be for a team like either the Celtics or the Cavs at this point. And
well, I think right now, I think the Celtics and the Raptors for sure, because I think the Raptors are making it to the Eastern Conference Finals. Mm-hmm. I don't care who they're going up against, but I think they make it there. But they are licking their chops right now to get their hands on the Cavs. There's a lot of teams right now that are like, yup, give me the Cavs. They can't win right now.
Yeah, LeBron looks vulnerable for the first time in, 15 years.
And he's playing out of his mind. Like, LeBron looks great. It's the rest of the team that looks really shaky.
We've seen this a lot from LeBron where he'll fill up the stat sheet, but somehow still have quit on the team. Like in that infamous 2009 series against the Celtics where they lost and everyone's like, oh, LeBron quit on the team. He had a triple-double in that game, but no one really disputes that he quit on the Cavs, And
because you're talking about a guy who loves his stats. He loves his stats. He just... Yeah. He's. I mean, how many times has he tweeted? He hit that 30,000 mark. He congratulated himself.
Are we sure that he was the one who tweeted that?
Well, look. Either way, I don't care because he deserves to be proud of his accomplishment. Like,
sure,
that does. I truly like. I see nothing wrong with what he did. I know a lot of people give him a hard time for what he did. He reached 30,000 points faster than anybody else in NBA history. You know what? He wants to tweet or he wants to send an Instagram caption about what he did. I'm 100% with that. He did a good thing, and who else is going to give you props at the end of the day? You need to give yourself props at the end of the day.
If Michael Jordan had Twitter when he scored his 30,000th point, you bet damn sure that Michael Jordan be tweeting that 30K.
Okay.
I bet he would tweet out to Charles Barkley. He would @ Charles Barkley. Y'all bet you $1,000 tonight I hit 30K.
No, he'd probably bet 30K he hit 30K.
Yeah, that would be that tweet.
How much shorter would Michael Jordan's career have been if he had started playing in 2010 instead of, in the 80s? Right? Like with media coverage the way it is now, like I feel like he would have been suspended from the league.
With the gambling, you mean?
Yeah, he would have been caught for gambling. He would have been caught for, cheating on his wife or whatever. And
well, Kobe Bryant did that. He just won an Oscar.
That's true.
So it's like
that's the fact.
Well, to be fair, there's a lot of people who cheated on their wives.
Yeah, well, the fact that they gave Kobe
cheating
Bryant
on your wife is the
Oscar,
least of the offenses.
The fact that they gave Kobe Bryant an Oscar this year makes me so angry.
Why?
We're just gonna pretend that he didn't rape that person? Like he was charged with sexual assault. He gave her $4 million, and she dropped the charges. and that's it. And we're just gonna pretend that didn't happen. Okay, we're gonna pretend that was Kobe
Yeah.
Bryant when he wore number 8. Now he's number 24. It's a different dude, right?
You buy your Oscar.
Yeah.
Oscars aren't earned. They're not won. They are bought.
You can clearly buy
Yeah.
innocence too.
Yeah, it's the same exact. Well, hey, look, when you're left to a jury of your peers, guess what talks? Money.
Awful.
5K off the top.
5K was way more than 5K.
Call back to last episode.
Way more than 5K.
4 mil off the top.
I mean, my
So
God,
look, the Cavs are an absolute mess
they're
right
a
now.
Mess.
I think.
They're 6-4. I wouldn't. Absolute mess is a bit of an overstatement.
Look, John Gorman, don't you try to sit here and sugarcoat it. You know that you could do 6-4 and be like, yeah, you know what? It seems like we're doing pretty good. Those 6 wins could come, against significantly terrible teams, especially in the NBA, given the discrepancy.
You know who couldn't go 6-4 in his last 10 in the NBA? This guy.
That's true.
I mean,
That's very true.
So all
the
right.
Sixers are
So
7-3.
real
in their
quick,
last 10. Yeah, real quick.
Cavs.
Yeah.
NBA Finals. Yes or no?
No.
No, this is
Rap-
the
Yeah, I don't think
year
so either.
because
Raptors or Celtics?
yeah, I really I don't want it to be the Celtics year. I want it to be the Raptors year. I think Dwayne Casey deserves to win Coach of the Year for having changed the entire
man.
style of play of the Raptors.
Yes.
For
Yes.
sure.
So
No
I-
question.
For sure.
I've been down on DeMar DeRozan for almost his entire career, but this year he looks so much different and so much better. I am really excited for the Raptors.
He's derisen.
True that.
He
He
is
derose
driven.
from the grave.
Shout out to my Philadelphia 76ers, 7-3 in their last 10.
Look
2
out.
games out of the 3 seed. Trusting that.
2
Look.
games out of the I can't believe how far back
Get
the
your
Cavs
feet
are.
rubbed and get you a cheeseburger. Good things will happen in your life as well.
That's right. From the Eastern Conference to the Western Conference, let's go to the Big Easy, and let's talk about the
John's mom.
GOAT.
Oh my God! I had to do it. I had to do it.
I don't think you
had to
did
do
have
it.
to do that. I don't think
It
that's
had to
fair.
be
Ice
done.
cold, man.
It had to be done.
Wow.
There's only one thing to do there.
Anthony Davis is averaging 35 for the rest of the season, of course. That's what's going down. The brow is just beating the brow off of opponents.
Brow
And
down.
The Pelicans suddenly real frisky in that Western Conference, which don't look now looks just like the Eastern Conference.
Yeah.
When you go 3 through 11,
It is identical. I was looking at it last night and I was like, it's the exact same. It's a carbon copy.
Yeah.
dare I say, it's the same conference but farther west.
Whoa, that is deep.
That's real deep.
Mind blown.
Real
gift.
deep.
Go.
That was basketball's deep.
The New Orleans Pelicans are the 4 seed in the West, a game out of 3. Portland, strangely, 3 seed. We'll get to that next episode. They've won 8 in a row. Anthony Davis is crazy. They're averaging 112.3 points per game, best in the best among teams that aren't the Rockets or Warriors. How are they doing this? Can they keep this up? What say you?
Man, Anthony Davis is so good. He's so good. I don't know. There's no other things to say, right? He's getting all the touches now that Boogie Cousins is out. So they're just feeding him the ball every time. He's running the offense amazingly well. They are winning games, and somehow they're still barely in the playoff picture in the West. And somehow they're going to find a way in, I hope. And Anthony Davis is going to get to make the playoffs for the first time in his career, but they just don't have enough around him to have this team matter in the grand scheme, right? He's not an outside shooter. He's trying to be, but he's just not. And they don't have enough firepower to keep up with the top end of that conference.
Yeah, I mean, like nobody's beating the Rockets or Warriors out of the West. That's just not happening. That being said, They're the 4 seed. Now, don't get it twisted. Like 3 through 10 are separated by 4 games in the West, which is absolutely bananas. But like Anthony Davis, you could make a convincing argument that if you only took the new year, that he's been the MVP of the league.
No.
I don't think you can. I don't think you can say that.
No.
It's Harden or Kyrie Irving.
No, it's Harden. It's not even. Look, let's put it this way. So last year, and I truly believe Harden only lost the MVP last year because of 2 specific games. So out of the entire season and the postseason that he went into, he lost because of 2 games. And Anthony Davis he's 15 games now, roughly, into this post-Boogie Cousins era. Mm-hmm. And yes, he's doing great. It's not enough. You need a much lengthier resume to win MVP.
I was just saying, since January 1st.
Yeah, no, it's still not enough. I need the whole season. I need a James Harden who is like, knocking people down with some sort of ghost punch and then just draining a 3.
That move was so rude. Like, that was so rude.
It was so, and what makes that so excellent is that he made that shot.
You have to make that shot.
You do. Oh, you have to make that shot, or else guess who's got cake on or egg on their face?
I would love to have cake
Harden.
on my face.
I love that little cake on your face too, Daniel.
Wow, that's not at all weird. Anthony Davis, since February 1st, here's his point log: 43, 38, 15, 14, 44, 38, 42, 12, 45, 27, 53, 26.
It's great. It's great. But you asked a professional athlete, a very good professional athlete on top of all of that, to perform at a higher level because of the circumstances. And yes, that does make an MVP caliber player. You need to do it. It has to start in the NBA. It has to start in October. And I think James Harden's season last year proved that. Yeah, Westbrook had a great season last year, and I don't want to take anything away from him. But I do believe that Harden was the MVP last year because I believe he helped his team out more than Westbrook did. Westbrook's stats were incredible, and they were deserving of an MVP. But I thought Harden lifting up his team and carrying them into the postseason was a little bit more of a higher feat. However, you don't show up to a couple of games in the playoffs, and everyone kicks you out.
Gotta say, I don't think we should ever waste any more breath talking about the back end of that Western Conference, except to talk about how crazy it is, 3 through 11, and also about the Spurs suddenly becoming.
Well, I mean that's what happens when you lose Kawhi Leonard, right?
Yes. People are like, I can't believe the Spurs are struggling. It's like, well, they don't have far their best
on
player.
The Spurs.
Oh, leaps and bounds.
I can't name a Spur.
Aldridge.
Greg Popovich.
Okay, name another.
David Robinson.
Okay.
Pau Gasol still plays bad. What?
My man,
He's on the
man's
Spurs.
Oh my God.
Oh
My God, he's
goodness.
old.
Yes.
Yeah, he's on the heel Spurs. Man's been playing a long time.
He's on the Bunions. So
wait, Daniel, in the nick of time, go.
So the Knicks are in full rebuild mode at this point now. They dropped a couple of bad games. One of the Clippers by 20, and another to the also tanking Kings on a last-second 3. The young guys on the team are looking good. Kyle O'Quinn is having his best season as a pro. This probably means he won't be a Knick next year. He's in the last year of his contract, and the team's not interested in spending any more money than it has to. There are a lot of young Knicks on the team right now who have expressed serious interest in staying with the team long term. So the future's looking bright. And as Charles Barkley said recently, it really does all come down to how they handle this year's.
Oh, we'll never know how that ends.
I'm sorry. Did you say there's someone on the Knicks named Kylo Ren?
Kyle O'Quinn.
Oh, okay.
Oh, he's like a winter storm.
He's coming.
That's that. They call him the Nor'easter.
Man, he's
they
packing about
should.
8 inches, if you know what I mean. Hey.
But I just saw on the Knicks halftime show that Robert Sacra won the Japanese.
Careful with that name.
The Japanese Basketball League's dunk contest. If anybody knows who Robert Sacra is, you know that that's a ridiculous thing. He was
I
a
always thought his
former
name was
12th
Sakurai.
man for the Los Angeles Lakers. Anyway, we return you to your regularly scheduled podcast.
Can we get back to the other irrelevant news that we just talked about? We don't need to break into irrelevant news.
Breaking irrelevant news.
Yeah.
That's my
Get the
job.
current affair. Get the current affairs.
No,
There. Whoa.
Are we playing
Oh,
The Legend
okay.
of Zelda?
That's-
Is that what's going on right now?
Current affairs. What was that?
That was literally called intro breaking news on YouTube. It was not my usual breaking news drop. I was trying to mix it up.
I respect that.
Yeah,
You
you know,
took a
you got to
big
try
swing
it. You got to A/B test a bunch of things.
Absolutely. You gotta throw everything at the wall, see what sticks. I'm with that.
This is the part of the show where if we had like a read, we would do a read right here.
You should have sounds like a segment.
Yeah, we should have a read. That's what the
Can I
segment
do-
should be called.
Can I do a second PSA to CNN?
Yeah,
They're not
Yeah,
cursing.
that'll be our read.
Thankfully, they're not cursing anymore on CNN, but they I was watching on Sunday morning, and they were recapping segments from Saturday Night Live on CNN. Now,
Wow.
I thought CNN was supposed to be news. I don't think recapping Saturday Night Live segments would even constitute like entertainment news. Just because they're doing a Donald Trump and a Jeff Sessions impression doesn't mean I need to see it on a news broadcast. That's not news, what they're doing. That is satire.
Can I just add on to your PSA for a second?
Go for it.
Re-showing Saturday Night Live is like vomiting and then eating your vomit and then vomiting it up again. Please stop re-showing the horrendous massacre that is Saturday Night Live.
Yeah, I don't...
Leave
Wow.
it
Someone's salty.
leave it to early Sunday morning hours and
Yeah.
just let it stay there. Except for Knuckle Puck, because he is carrying that show.
Wow.
Every man between the age of 29 and 36 knows what we're talking about. Everybody else wonders what the hell you just said.
Well, everybody else needs to go on Netflix, see if you can find yourself D2.
What time is Knuckle Puck time? Every Saturday at 11:30 Eastern.
That's right.
All right, you want to talk one and done?
I do want
Oh,
to talk
yes.
one and done. I hate it.
It's the worst.
All right,
it's the
same.
worst, and Adam Silver agrees.
Well, here's something. I found this out the other day, and this made me ill.
Uh-oh.
There's a senior on Duke's basketball team right now who is not on scholarship, who is using financial aid to get himself through 4 years at Duke, $210,000 in the hole when he leaves, and all he has done is propelled that team to the NCAA to the NCAA tournament every year he's been there, and made that school millions and millions of dollars. But he somehow is in the hole $210,000. This is disgusting.
it's pretty bad. That's
Yes. Scandal.
That's what I'm saying.
Scandal.
We need to
All over the
investigate this.
NCAA.
Yeah.
I don't understand why. Man,
Give the man a shoe deal or something.
it's amazing, and you know, I've been trying to think of a way, you know, and Adam Silver, according to Brian Windhorst of ESPN, has been looking into and talking to, you know, members of the NBA Players Association, various college coaches, and other people, trying to work out a way to get rid of the one and done rule and move on. And I think with the way the NBA's developmental league, the G League, is working, there are ways around, having guys play, play this fake sham amateur sport, and they can just go, and you've seen it a few times. Emmanuel Mudiay did it, Brandon Jennings did it, where guys just go pro in another country and play for a little while. I think that's probably the way to go.
Shout out to Lithuania.
Absolutely, the Balls are doing it, and I know if the Balls are doing it, you probably shouldn't be doing it. But
The
More like lost balls, am I right?
Oh, the balls.
I was thinking,
It's funny on every single level.
oh, the Balls. So there has to be a way for G League teams to pay guys tuitions while they play professional ball. Like, I think that's...
Well, yes. I think that's important, but the NCAA should step up and say, look, we are going... If the NCAA, and they talk about this all the time, what are they really into? They're into, like, your character, they're into education, and they're into professionalism, right? If you're committed to education...
All debatable.
Yes, but this is what they say. If this is what you're into, pay those kids at the minimum, pay these kids tuition.
Yeah.
They should not have to go to school and spend money to make you millions of dollars.
Yeah, I don't think there should there should be any cap on the number of scholarships a team can give out.
No, that's disgusting to me.
But that's what you wind up with, right? You wind up with teams that can only give out so many scholarships, so you wind up with guys who walk on, turn out to be pretty good, but never actually get a scholarship.
Also, my man Zion needs a deal right now. I want a sneaker deal. I want at least 2 albums coming out. And I would like some sort of an energy drink.
Zion energy drink? I'd drink that.
I would like something like that.
The problem is he can't do any of that until after the tournament, or else he becomes immediately ineligible.
Well, but not only that, but what I think would help, the one and done rules. Like, let's say I go to college, and I'm like, hey, I want to play basketball, and I'm pretty good. And I'm like, hey, I'm going to declare for the draft. I declare for the draft. No one picks me up. I should be able to go back to school.
Absolutely. I don't understand.
I should be able to go right back and pick up class right where I left off. The draft is in the summer, for Christ's sake.
In my own ignorance, I actually didn't know you couldn't do that.
Is that why you never graduated?
That's why it's such a big deal.
I declared for the draft, and I was like, "Well, I guess I'm here."
No.
I don't need a day job.
No, that
Unbeknownst
happened.
to John Gorman, he was declaring for the war draft, not the actual. He didn't know.
That actually happened to. I'm sure it happens to a lot of guys, but I remember it happened a bunch of years ago to a guy named Smush Parker. And he thought he was going to be the next Kobe Bryant. So he declared for the draft out of high school when he had already had offers to go to several top universities to play college ball. He declares for the draft. Nobody drafts him. He can't now play college basketball. He never was able to go to college. He signed a minimum deal and played I think 3 or 4 years in the league before that was it for him. I'm like, that's an
He actually wound up playing with Kobe
Yes,
Bryant.
he did. He played in Los Angeles with Kobe Bryant. But, he was, that's such a sad story, and it's repeated many times since then, and it shouldn't. You should absolutely, if you don't get drafted or you don't get drafted where you think you will, you should absolutely be able to go back to college and play college sports. It doesn't make any sense that you can't.
You should not be punished for trying to make money.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. That's like if I was, let's say I was going to school for business administration and someone's like, and I'm a sophomore and someone's like, hey, you're going to be the CEO of Dunkin' Donuts. And you're like, all right, cool. I'm going to leave school just for a little bit. I'm going to go try the CEO thing out. And they're like, hey, guess what? You sucked at CEO. I can go and enroll back in school and pick up right where I left off. But for some reason, somebody who does something that's completely arbitrary, like playing a sport at the school, is like, is condemned. Like, no, all right, you can come back to college, but you can never play basketball again.
So, note to all you kids out there thinking about going to college: pursue a career at Dunkin' Donuts before you think about going to the NBA.
That's the moral of the story here. I think we've covered
The
everything.
CEO makes like $7 million a year, so it's a big deal.
It's a huge deal. Yeah, I mean, like, look, I think you should be able to go back to school after you declare for the draft and say you don't get drafted. And also, I don't see any particular harm in paying players, but I've been saying that
Adam
for years.
Silver and Michelle Roberts, who's the head of the NBA Players Association right now, those two are both incredibly smart people. And Adam Silver has shown that he is willing to go outside the box for solutions. Like, we talked about how he wants to get into gambling for the NBA. Like, he's willing to try things out. So I think Adam Silver might be the one who, because of the FBI probe into the NCAA right now, he might say, look, we don't need the NCAA. We're the NBA. Like, let's just, open up the G League to high school graduates. And if you want to, expand the NBA draft a couple extra rounds, and guys who are drafted after the third round or whatever go straight to your G League team, and they make $85,000 a year or whatever to play basketball.
Yeah, I think that's another thing that, like, I don't know why the NFL does this too. Like, well, you have to play minimum 2 years of college football, and then you're allowed to declare for the draft. In the NBA, you have to play in college basketball, play minimum of 1 year, and then you can declare for the draft. It's like, why did the NBA and the NFL say yes to this?
I don't know. They're just working with the NCAA for no reason.
Because they know the multi-million, almost billion-dollar industry that with gamble, you wrap gambling up into all of this. College sports are $1 billion a year business.
Yeah, but so is the NBA and the NFL.
Yeah, that's what I don't get. Like, they don't need the NCAA. They don't need it. They're making more than enough money on their own, and they don't need the help. I don't understand why they go out of their way. A few years ago, when Terrell Pryor was going to the NFL, he left the NCAA because he was facing, probably losing his eligibility to play, and then he got suspended in the NFL for things that he did in college that wouldn't have even, like, it was accepting money. It was like it was things that aren't even illegal in the NFL. He got suspended for violating NCAA rules, which is unbelievable. And I don't know why leagues are doing that, why leagues are bending to the will of the NCAA. It doesn't make any sense.
Because it's like it's a conspiracy.
It sounds like it, man.
It's like the Masons.
Oh, snap.
The NCAA. It's just a bunch of rich white guys who went to different schools.
You know how many
and
triangles there are in NCAA?
Well, at least two.
Dude, because
there's two A's in there.
There's two triangles.
There's actually
two triangles in the N as well.
Two triangles.
Two triangles.
I believe that.
They
there's 4 triangles.
Confirmed.
Sometimes you get the feeling that, like, the NCAA is the warden from Shawshank. After they're like, nothing stops.
Sounds about right.
All right. Nobody's seen that movie. That's fine.
Well, everyone's seen Shawshank Redemption. Hey, guys.
Hey.
I'm such a G that they put it in my name 2 times. Just saying. I'm just saying. I'm throwing it out there.
That's the Illuminati. So, hey, man, let's switch gears. Let's talk football. Football. We're ostensibly a football podcast, almost. And I don't know. We have this discussion every week. I like having this discussion every week. I'm not sure we are.
No.
No one.
I don't even know if we are even considered a podcast at this point. So you're really thinking outside the box there, and I appreciate that.
We're a free-ranging discussion that just happens to be recorded by microphones.
Yes, exactly. We have like a little script every week. We're like, hey, let's talk about this stuff every week, and then we wind up talking about the Illuminati. So
Last week it was Papa John's garlic sauce.
Yeah.
It was
Hey,
fine.
we took down Papa John's. Congratulations, everybody.
yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Hey, all the listeners out there, be proud of yourself.
Papa John's.
We were
no
able to
longer-
get out of here, Papa John's.
no
Let's
longer
bring
the
in a
official
higher.
pizza of the NFL.
Let's bring in a higher quality pizza,
Pizza
with
Hut.
not as much diarrhea-inducing garlic sauce. Welcome, Pizza Hut.
Now, my question, I mean, there's a lot there. I have a lot of questions about this, right? So Papa John's was no longer the official pizza of the NFL for about an hour. And then
Yep.
immediately it went to Pizza Hut. Like,
Yeah, I mean, who else was it going to go to?
Yeah, I mean, what was
Domino's?
it going to be? Domino's?
No,
I don't
come on.
know.
Famous Rays,
Come on now.
Pontillos.
original
Shout out to
Famous?
Rochester, New York.
Cornets.
Oh, cool.
Listen, all I'm saying is the NFL had it wrong, and now. That's right. They made it great.
They did. That's so true. The NFL did get it wrong. Papa John's sucks.
There's no reason for Papa John's to be the official pizza provider for anywhere. Pizza Hut is America. It's as American as apple pie.
That's right.
I'm glad they're doing
American.
it.
I
is
wonder
Pizza
how many
Pie.
Pizza Huts Peyton Manning now owns.
Oh, man, what does this mean for Peyton Manning? Is he going to be okay?
No, his nest egg is gone.
Right? That's no
Yeah.
good.
Sell high, Peyton.
Too late.
Yeah.
Too late.
Too late. Oh, it's much too late. Although, no, maybe you could get like that negative publicity backslide here from that. Like, oh, Papa John's stock went up until September when everyone's ordering a meat lover's stuffed crust. And then guess what? You're sitting by yourself with an empty Papa John's box diarrheaing into your toilet all night.
How did
Who's
you
gonna
know
want
what
your
I was,
garlic sauce
How did you
now?
know what I was doing last Saturday?
Because I know you, Daniel. But you did have that. You did have that cookie. You did have that Papa John's.
I love that
Cookie.
Papa John's pizza.
Oh my
side
God,
cookie.
no.
You had that waiting for you on the table when you got out of the bathroom.
They have a pizza joint down here. I mean, it's a chain, but they call it BJ's.
Yeah, they do.
They have a
'Cause it
deep dish
blows.
Of
chocolate.
course it's deep.
God. They have a, they have a deep dish cookie.
Yeah, they do.
Wow.
Wow,
I got him with that
weird.
one, I think.
Kirk Cousins, ladies
Speaking
and
of deep
gentlemen,
dish cookies.
4 teams. I'm just letting that slide.
We're getting 91 millis.
91 millis, except he hasn't signed the deal yet.
Yeah, that's a purported
can't.
offer.
He can't sign it yet.
Right. But there's nothing like linking him to it. Yes. So about an hour ago, the Washington Post was talking about Kirk Cousins being courted by Emmanuel Sanders. He was asking for suggestions on a new team, and Emmanuel Sanders chimed in, essentially saying,
What did he say?
he said that between him and Demaryius Thomas, that the team could be dangerous. This was clearly in a tweet.
Broncos are looking to get rid of Demaryius Thomas, so I don't know what Emmanuel Sanders is doing there.
Well-
Somebody needs to tell Emmanuel Sanders.
Let's look at the 4 teams that are currently courting Kirk Cousins. And I think this is an important thing because he has 4 teams courting him that when he goes to those teams, these teams are going to make the playoffs.
Whoa.
That's not exactly a hot take.
I don't think
No,
that's
it's
even
not. It's not a
true.
hot take. But what I'm saying is this is going to happen. Broncos, Jets, Cardinals, Vikings.
I don't think
Vikings already were there.
Kirk Cousins is taking the Jets or the Cardinals to the playoffs.
I would. I'm gonna.
The Cardinals,
he should,
absolutely.
He should take the Jets job. Todd
No.
Bowles is an incredible
Stop.
coach.
What are you
Todd
doing?
Bowles is an incredible coach. He doesn't get the credit he deserves.
The Jets just lost a perennial mediocre running back, Chris Ivory.
Yeah, and guess where he went, Daniel?
Where are his weapons now?
Yeah, Western New York.
I'm just saying,
Okay.
like, why in the world would I don't think Kirk Cousins is taking the Jets.
Oh,
to the
he
playoffs.
also lost Matt Forte.
Yeah.
Matt Forte
There are
retired.
No running backs.
Oh,
the
but
Jets.
guess what that means for the Jets?
Saquon Barkley.
Exactly. And
No,
that
stop
right
it.
There, you stop.
That
You
was
stop.
a joke.
No, you stop.
They're not trading up to get Saquon Barkley.
Saquon Barley.
Barley.
Saquon Barley wine.
Oh dear Lord.
Zaquan Barley and Beef. It's the newest Campbell's chunky flavor.
Oh, is that the can of soup that you've been talking into for this episode? Saquon beef and barley.
Oh, man.
Making it
I
great.
can't wait to talk into the Adrian Split Peterson.
Kirk Cousins should not go to the Jets.
No.
That's just
Yeah, Kirk
preposterous.
Cousins-
You're
That
preposterous.
market- no.
You're preposterous.
To do what? Go 8-8?
No, he will go. He will go to. He will get in the wild card. He'll go 9-7, 10-6.
Great. That worked for Tyrod.
Yeah. What's your point? They made it to the playoffs. Isn't that what the
I'm
goal
just
is?
saying,
there?
like, given the choice between being on a 9-7 team and going to a team that was in the NFC Championship game last year, I would much prefer to go to the team that's already
Yeah.
started.
Oh yes, but what I'm saying is all four of those teams that are courting Kirk Cousins are right on that cusp. They're on that we need a quarterback
You are
cusp.
no, but you're
Whereas-
putting the Vikings and the Jets on the same level, and I'm
No, I'm not, because the
That's
Vikings
a big cusp.
the Vikings play in the NFC and the Jets play in the AFC. I mean, these are completely different conferences, and you're also talking about a team that was just in the NFC Championship and has arguably
two of the best receivers.
two top 10
yeah.
receivers. Yeah, two of the top 10 receivers in the NFL. So, I mean, you're really just like taking out part A and replacing it with part B and seeing what you can do with that. Like, that's a gimme. I think he'll do well on the I definitely think he'll do well on the Cardinals. I think he'll do well on all of these teams. I think he will bring all of these teams to the playoffs, which is essentially what they're all trying to do. Love to see him come to Buffalo.
That ain't
But
happening.
apparently, we're wasting our cap space on Chris Ivory.
We're not wasting Kirk Cousins' money.
I
want to
call
Ivory.
Chris Ivory the Tusk.
No.
Yes.
I don't think that's going to take off.
Well, soap didn't sound that good. So
I'm going to
So hold on. I have to say this because this is important to John Gorman and I's podcasting career. It's all coming full circle today.
What?
Today I was watching the Jordan Poyer. Yes, beautiful. Jordan Poyer did a Snapchat takeover today for the Bills. For the Bills
Is it
Snapchat.
Poyer or Poyer?
Poyer. Okay, get out of here with your Frenchness. Okay. And a fan asked the question, what should we call the Buffalo secondary?
Oh my gosh.
Someone asked that question.
Someone
already
asked it again?
It's been answered on this podcast.
We came up with the name.
We did. And you can't, it's, how has nobody come up with this name? How are we the first people to think of this?
Are you guys?
We're
gonna
not
say
that
what it
smart.
is?
No, we're not.
No.
Because we're going to
'Cause
come
it
out,
is-
we're going to make a T-shirt, and that's how we're going to announce it.
All right. You heard it here first.
Okay.
You can also catch our merch at Shane's Life is a Fantasy shirt.
Yes. I'm so happy that's catching
Oh, yeah.
on.
We don't
Also, Shane's Life. Is a
You
Fantasy
can catch it
Coffee
at
Mug.
Shane's Life. Yeah. Look, there is a shirt
There
coming,
is.
though. Is that true, Daniel?
Yes,
There's a shirt coming?
That is a fact. That is correct. There is a shirt coming. It'll be available for purchase. I don't know who's going to buy it.
What?
It is going to be available
No.
for purchase.
No.
Yes. This is
Like somebody could go on a store and buy it.
presumably yes.
That's not right.
I
we
think
should not have anything available for.
I don't think there will be a store because Geeks Unlimited does not as yet have a website. But I think like
were
if
just
you
talking about that.
can message us, like if you send us a message on the Instagram, if you hit us up on the gram and
Slide into our
and
DMs.
Not
send
sign
me
a DM
a
right quick.
$20 bill, you will probably be able to get a shirt, and it'll be Shane's Life as a Fantasy Draft shirt.
When the shirt hits the fan, we're gonna let you all know.
Boo. That was bad, and you should feel
All right.
bad.
Look, I'm going to spill the beans.
Okay.
Name of the Buffalo secondary, Daniel. Are you ready for
I
this?
already know.
Hold on. Are we ready?
We're going to do it.
Like,
We're going to do it.
Really?
We're going to make
we
it
just
happen.
said that we're not going to do it.
are you?
We're going to do it. No, we're going to do
Why are
it.
you flip flopping? You're flip flopping. We'll do it live. You flip flopping worse.
Are you ready? We're going to do it right now. Whoa. Oh. Oh, man, there goes our money.
Can't
We
monetize
can't make
today.
any money now.
That's worth 2 T-shirts. Look what you did. Now we've got to print 3 extra. Idiot.
The name of the Buffalo secondary is the Nickel Curtain.
You were way late on those horns, man. We'll fix that in post.
Yeah, it's like a 4-second soundbite, and the first 2 are silence.
We'll fix it in post. Don't worry. But no, that's a good.
Let's
good
do it.
name.
Let's just try it
People-
again.
Oh,
Let's just try it again.
we'll do it again. You ready?
Okay.
The Nickel Curtain.
Great.
Still a little too much of a delay there.
Still a little.
Still a
I
little
started
too
at
much.
1 second.
You need to start it when I say the name of the Buffalo. When I say secondary, that's when you need to try it. Let's do it again.
Really?
Okay,
The
okay,
name
here we go.
of the Buffalo Bills secondary is the Nickel Curtain. You a little
Pretty
early
sure
that time.
I just horned all over your nickel.
Oh, you
So
got
do people who
Lot of
aren't
horn.
from
Lot of
the
horn.
region probably don't know that Buffalo is known as the Nickel City.
Accurate.
Well, they should
Buffalo is
know that,
also
even if you're
known
not
as
from
the
Buffalo.
Queen City, but so are like
Y'all
Correct.
had a nickel for the longest time with a buffalo on it. So y'all should know that we're the Nickel City. We were.
No, literally, nobody knows Buffalo's the nickel city outside.
yeah.
of the
People know the
Buffalo area.
phrase.
But now it's like, the city with cheap rent and decent jobs. That's what that.
Yes, that is.
But
That doesn't roll off the tongue.
well, if you were to say like, oh, it's the city with cheap rent and decent jobs, curtain, that sounds terrible.
Actually, no. I actually love that. That gets my vote for what we should be calling the Bills secondary. the cheap rent.
We should just shorten it to cheap
and
rent.
decent jobs curtain. I'm so down for that.
Does it come in Paisley?
the Nickel Curtain.
Pew, pew, pew.
Thank you.
No. Wait, we're just settling for mouth effects now? That's it. My soundboard's done.
That's it. You're fired from the soundboard. Manning the boards tonight will no longer be John Gorman.
Uh-oh.
It'll be Daniel Gewirtz's
Manning-
mouth.
Whoa.
Manning the boards tonight is another board.
It's mouthing the boards tonight. So,
Gun to your head. Who's Kirk Cousins going to?
Vikings.
If the Vikings actually want Kirk Cousins, then that's where he'd better be going. But I just don't understand
No.
why they want him so bad, right?
They're going to offer him 91. Maybe the Jets offer him 95, 96. Why would you not go to the Vikings?
No, it wouldn't make any sense. Like I said, if the Vikings are actually making a serious offer for him, then that's where he needs to go. But I just don't see why they would do that. I think he goes to the Broncos. I don't think the Vikings. I think the Vikings are a red herring. I think Denver is the real offer, and I think he winds up in
at
Denver.
you.
That
Look at you.
I actually agree with you. I think
That's
he
the
goes.
I
first
disagree
time.
with you. I think he would be stupid to go to.
He would be. Look, I'm not saying he should. I'm saying I think that's where he ends up.
I'm just saying that's the first time John's ever agreed with me.
Where's Boogie Cousins going? That's the real question.
Boogie Cousins is not long for Nola.
No, he's
That's
not.
for
He's
damn
done.
Sure. That's
When-
he is he's officially become Boogie Cousins' expiring contract.
Yeah.
So
when
sad.
when that was it his Achilles?
Yeah.
When that Achilles heals up, guess what? You out.
He's gonna
boogieing.
Yeah. Yeah. That's sad too.
I love
like
Boogie Cousins. I just because his name.
Do we want to
Wait, let's just call Kirk Cousins Boogie Cousins. There we go.
Wait, so we talked about DeMarcus Cousins and Kirk Cousins in the same
almost in
podcast.
the same sentence?
Let's talk about Shaquem.
Shaquem the Dream.
Shaquem.
So
Why is everyone giving him a hard time?
Oh, he should be a first round pick.
Yeah.
I mean, he put up-
JPP's playing with 2.5 fingers, and everyone's like, that's great. We're cool with that. Let's make him a custom glove. And my man Shaquem can't even get an invite to the combine.
Well, he eventually did get an invite after he.
No. Don't talk about this eventually nonsense. He should have been it should have been a no-brainer.
Yeah,
I
mean,
agree.
He's the best defensive player on the team that probably should have won the national championship.
That's a ghost pepper take. There's
Carolina,
the only true champion I recognize is UCF.
I mean, how many teams went undefeated this year?
That's a great question. Did anyone? Who
Nope.
did?
UCF.
It was only
did.
UCF.
Went undefeated.
Good for them.
Yeah. Well, no, I
And
think
who
there was
did
one
you
other.
see- and
Oh,
who
no.
did-
Wyoming lost.
Yeah.
Or Wisconsin lost. I'm sorry, Wisconsin lost.
And UCF beat Auburn, who beat both teams that played for the national championship.
Accurate.
So, honestly, the fact that UCF didn't even get a chance to play for the national championship, I think is a tragedy in itself. They should have at least gotten into the playoffs. It doesn't make any sense that they didn't. And the fact is they beat the team that beat the two teams that played for it. So I say UCF has, at least part national championship. Like that one year where who was it? It was LSU won the BCS national championship, and I think it was it Auburn that won the other national championship that year?
It was
So 2003 or
USC
something.
and LSU split that year.
Okay.
Yeah.
USC and LSU.
But
I think they should have split the national
LSU
championship.
had more pedigree than UCF.
Okay, but why do we care about pedigree?
I
We're
don't.
talking about
Listen, I agree with you again, but it doesn't make for interesting. It doesn't make for interesting radio if I'm just like, yep.
fine. So let's talk about why Shaquem Griffin is going to get drafted higher than. He's going to get drafted. He should be drafted on the first day. He probably won't be. People
He
are
should
scared.
absolutely be drafted on the first.
I
People
think
are
he's
scared.
Yeah, I think he's going to be great in the NFL. He's
He
going to
really
be every
is.
bit as good as his brother. And his brother
Yes.
obviously isn't quite great yet, but he will be. I mean, he's only a rookie. So, but
Wait, is his brother RG3?
no, his brother's Shaq Griffin. It's his twin. Come on.
I know.
Come on.
I'm just saying, Griffin can be the first successful one.
No. Stop it.
You stop it.
You forget about Cornelius Griffin.
Yeah. You forget about Eddie Griffin.
You talk about. I don't even know when Andy Griffin.
Ran out of Griffins.
Wow,
He ran out of Griffins
Wait.
quickly.
I did. That's all the Griffins I know. Isn't a Griffin like a mythological lion with
Correct.
wings?
Yeah.
That is
Griffin?
the mascot of Canisius College.
That's the only kind of Griffin I know.
That's the only Griffin I recognize is a golden Griffin. I think he's good. He'll probably get drafted in the second or third round. Hopefully he goes to a team that's already a contender. I'd like to see him do well. I'm rooting for him, and he absolutely carried the combine.
Destroyed the 40-yard dash.
Oh my gosh, 4.35.
Linebackers shouldn't be that fast.
No,
People that
I think it was a 4.38, wasn't it? A
4.38. Fastest speed for a linebacker since we started measuring 40 times.
Yeah. That's
Like, that's
incredible.
insanity.
Were they running the 40 before they could measure how fast they could run the 40? That's weird.
Well, I feel like that's something they could have measured back in like 1770.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. We've only been measuring the 40 for 14 years. Like, what were you doing before that? Were you just running just
watching
for fun?
them do it.
Wow,
Yeah,
No, they were just watching them do it.
looks fast.
Yeah.
I found out where the 40-yard dash comes from. Oh. And why it's 40
Enlighten
yards.
us.
Yeah, let's listen to this.
So, yeah. So it's 40 yards because that was the average punt distance when they first started measuring like this dash. And they want to see how fast you could get from catching the ball to the line of scrimmage.
Oh, my gosh. Are you serious?
I feel like it would be the other
or
way,
I
right?
made up a really good story.
It would be the other way, right? It would be for the coverage team.
The more you know.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
No, it's the punt. Like you catch the punt and you run it to the 40-yard. You run
You're
it,
right.
you run it back. You want to beat everybody that's running at you.
Oh, that's great. No, I like it. It's a special team drill that's become like one of our favorite spectator sports. I'm here for it.
Yeah. When we talk about the 3 phases, we mean it.
That's right. What do you guys say? You guys wanna talk a little outdoor hockey and then get on out of here?
I'd love to talk. Yeah, let's do that.
okay.
And get out.
Give us some
'cause
outdoor
I'm
hockey.
done with.
All right, outdoor hockey. All right, dude, what happened in Annapolis? I didn't see
That was a beautiful mess.
Ugh. I didn't see it.
I have to. Can I just say that outdoor hockey has become like the Fire Fest?
Oh, stop. That
Of
guy, by the way, 40 years for fraud.
also, it's coming back this year, so
Well, I guess it's
whatevs. And Ja Rule's hosting it.
the Firefest. It's lit again.
Yeah,
Firefest 2.
reel
Litter.
it. So
Sorry, go ahead.
look, first of all, I love outdoor hockey once a year. I love it. I think it's great. I love the Winter Classic on New Year's Day. It started in Buffalo. It's a very cool concept, and I'm very happy with it once a year and off the books. I'd like an exhibition style game. But playing in the wind with no lights on
In a
is
monsoon.
What are they? Yeah, what are they playing? The Super Bowl here? Okay, so I feel like I feel like the NHL has done a really nice job with these series, like getting people to come out of the woodwork and go to a game. But unfortunately, they're going to it for Instagram purposes and not for the interest of getting into hockey, which is, I think, what they ultimately want. They don't want people just going to one game. I think they want people to going to 41 games. So I love it once a year, exhibition, off the books, and I'm good. When you are, when you can't even hold like your beer in the stadium because the wind is knocking it out of your hand, I think it's time to call that one. I think it's time to move that one indoors.
So I'm of the mind of I too only like one outdoor game a year, but I do think it should count in the standings. I don't think there's no draw for me to watch two teams play a game that doesn't count in any sport, in any location. It doesn't appeal to me.
But then don't you think, in all fairness, that every other team should then have to play an outdoor game?
No, I don't think so. Why would that matter?
Because think about, you're going from in a controlled indoor environment where the ice is perfect, the temperature is perfect, there's no wind, to going outside. The first Winter Classic was played in the snow. That wreaks havoc on a goalie.
Right, but there's two teams playing.
And you're
in that
talking
game.
about,
Right.
a 1/82nd of the schedule. Like,
Yeah.
it's not like you're talking about the team having to play a week outside.
There's not going to be a situation where a team comes up a point short of making the playoffs at the end of the year, and they're like, man, if only we built this team for the elements.
No, but
what
you
I
know
mean?
what's funny? Because like if an NFL team lost their Thursday night game and they're like, the reason we missed the playoffs by one game is because we had to play that darn Thursday night game, and they would say something. But I think you could miss the playoffs by 1 or 2 points in the
Right,
in
but
the NHL.
there's a difference between 1/82nd of its season and 1/16th.
Yeah, it's a large difference. It's a large percentage right there.
Oh, so we'll just start throwing everybody in different. So maybe we'll have one. We'll just no skates, guys. We're just playing in shoes. How about
Look,
that?
I'll take it one step further. I think they should have an outdoor basketball game into that counts.
Oh,
in the standings.
absolutely. Play a game at Rucker Park?
No, I mean, you couldn't do
Why
it
not?
at Rucker Park. You'd have to do it like.
Rucker. I don't even know her.
I think you'd have to do it in a baseball stadium.
No.
Just to
That's it.
Sell
You-
tickets.
No. You do it somewhere. You do it somewhere where like 150 people.
Yeah, I think that
would
would
do
be-
it at Delaware Park.
Well, I don't think they would play in Delaware Park.
Why
There's
not?
no
I see
basketball
people
team
play
in Buffalo.
basketball at Delaware, but I see people play good neutral site. Why was the Big Ten tournament in New York City
Because
2 days
Madison
ago?
Square Garden, the MSG network owns the rights
why-
to the Big Ten Conference.
Wait,
Yeah.
The Big Ten already played their conference tournament.
Yes,
Yeah.
Michigan won the Big Ten Conference
Michigan won
because
it.
the
Wow, they're done
because
already.
the tournament had to
Yeah,
be played
now they
at
got
Madison
2 weeks
Square
off.
Garden, and the Knicks have
Yeah.
some home games. Coming up, so
So now they got 2 weeks off to either get rusty
or be
or
rested.
get
yeah.
ready.
Rusty or rested.
Extremely strange. Wow. No, I like the outdoor hockey. I like the idea of outdoor
That'd be pretty
basketball.
cool.
I'm good with it. I don't have a problem with it.
I'm going to bring it one step further. I'd like to see a football game played outside.
Whoa.
I'm just going to bring it out there. Maybe
Don't-
maybe
Let's not get carried away here.
Maybe we'll let our hair down. Baseball.
No, baseball is an indoor sport.
Just saying. I'm just saying. Maybe we could get a little crazy.
You're crazy. That's too much. That's too much.
Why don't we just let's put a retractable roof on Wrigley Field?
Oh my God, that's blasphemous, John Gorman.
I just cut to a shot of like somebody in Chicago like spilling their old style, being like, "You mother effer."
The ivy will die. Are you guys ready to get out of
Yeah.
here?
I'm good. Been ready.
Thanks so much for
Been ready
listening,
for 7 minutes.
everybody. We really appreciate it. And everyone who keeps coming back.
What are you doing? A PBS pledge drive over there?
I'm just thanking the listeners for listening, man.
Thanks for noticing me.
Fine, you take us out.
What does it mean to take us
You
out?
play
Take
us
us
out.
out. I don't even know what that means.
Play. Do we do it?
Look, what's your social handles?
You can find me in IG, Hey Gorman. You can find me at John, John Gorman, GORMAN.co, the company.
Find the show.
That's where
find
I do
the
all
show
my
on the
writing.
gram at Shane's Pod. Find me on Twitter.
Shane's
Find
Pod.
me on Twitter at Don't Take My Name. Find Greg. Where can we find you, Greg?
In real life.
Fine.
That's where I want you to
Greg
find
out,
me.
out in the open, you guys.
Actually, no, Snapchat. Find me on Snapchat. I love Snapchat.
He'd be out there taking it easy for all the sinners.
Snap yo life away. That's my Snapchat handle.
Got that. Well,
Thanks
it's been
for
fun.
listening, everybody. Have yourselves a wonderful week, and we'll talk to you next time.
Thanks for listening.
Deuces.
John Gorman,
Peace.
he's going to play another song to end the show.
Stop it.
Cut it.
Smoke that cigarette, my boy, and drink that whiskey down. It's midnight in the cold dark morning of a gray sky dead end town. Keg stand bar dancer in the corner, giving out, take me to the bedroom, but the conversation is degradation. Says, oh, what you doing late around about sunrise? Said it's really, really nice to meet you, but I don't really want to know your name. I said it's really, really nice to meet you, but I don't really want to know your name. Oh, I said I really, really think I'll leash you for the price of a dinner and a one-night stay. I said it's really, really nice to meet you, but I don't really want to know your name. And ain't that a shame? Oh, Crunk, all your friends, they are growing old, with a wife and a kid and a dog and a home, while you ghost ride whipping all your single friends. Called a sack asking how the story ends. Well, it's a sad, sad feature for the newscast. Better never even make the broadcast. There's no romance when the has-beens dancing to the sounds of a youth that's fading fast. I said it's really, really nice to meet you, but I don't really want to know your name. I said it's really, really nice to meet you, but I don't really want to know your name. Oh, I said I really, really think I'll leash you for the price of a dinner and a one-night stay. I said it's really, really nice to meet you, but I don't really want to know your name. And that's a goddamn shame. Oh, I just thought I'd confess that it's really, really nice to meet you, but I don't really want to know your name. I said it's really, really nice to meet you, but I don't really want to know your name. Oh, I said I really, really think I'll leash you for the price of a dinner and a one-night stay. I said it's really, really nice to meet you, but I don't really want to know your name. That's the goddamn